Hi, welcome back to Girls Dream Big's video blog series featuring incredible women and their story. I'm Stacy Taubman, founder and CEO of Girls Dream Big, and this week you're in for a treat. I'm a major fangirl of Debby Siegel. She wears many hats. I found her on her blog YoGoGirls. Did I get it right? Yes. And she also has a company called Designing Debby. You will love her story, and I encourage you, if you haven't checked out her pictures, to go find them. Debbie, how are you a Girl Dream Big?
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let me start first of all by just thanking you for really for asking me to do something like this and feeling like that you're acknowledging that I am qualified to give your listeners advice. Really, seriously, it's an honor and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I would say that I've kind of always been a girl dreaming big. And I, right now in my life, am fortunate enough to have a 14-year-old daughter who's going into high school this year. And it's amazing to get to see a child version of yourself in a way. She's so much like me, and I see her doing things, and then I realize, hey, that's part of me. That's who I am. And I have done it just like her. I see her outlining what she wants. You know, last year took them to the high school to say, this is big, this is real now, you know, you've got to make good choices, get good grades. They tell them, you got to start picking your college and all this stuff. And I realized that was me. You know, the same age, I remember not having any idea what was out there, but knowing that I knew some of my strengths, you know, I knew I was always creative. So that was like my basis. And then I just had a really great dad who loved me unconditionally. So
I love that.
That certainly helped. But I would say, yeah, I've always kind of done what I see my daughter now doing. I always could see what it was I wanted and could back up into the steps that it would take me to get there.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question.
No, it absolutely
does.
So what gave you the courage? Because it sounds like you've known for a long time what your talents are, which I think that's something that some girls struggle with.
True.
So how did you discover that?
And I wouldn't say that I was clear really young. I actually matured later. I didn't go to college traditionally. So that kind of helped me because I was out in the workforce and found out kind of what things I gravitated toward. And then I actually, I did go through grad school and graduated with a marketing major, which is what I'm actually using. However, I wouldn't say that's the case for everyone. So again,
more times
there's
than not.
Right? So it's really, like, you know, I would say don't feel that pressure to pick immediately and to figure it all out, because the majority of us aren't.
No. And I say that all the time. Like, I think there's so much pressure to have it all figured out by the time you either go to college or for sure when you leave college.
True.
And so many of us don't have it figured out for a long time. At least I didn't.
And people revisit or go back to school or change careers constantly. An example, my daughter came home from that orientation thing for high school saying, Mom, I have to know the name of a college. I have to understand what I'm doing. You know, she's a girl with a lot of gifts. You know, so there's many directions she can go. She's 14.
I was going to say, she's not even in high school yet. And she didn't know
I think it's because her friends were saying names of schools, and she was like, what is that? You know? And so what I said to her is, you know, if you had told me when I was in high school that I'd be doing social media marketing now, I would have said, what? You know, so really, there's going to be a lot of changes. I mean, you think, I was class of 1986, so I haven't been in high school in 29 years, and I think about all of the changes that have occurred and all of the opportunities that have become available. In fact, you had introduced me one of the companies that I just in the last year and a half that is pretty much exploding right now. Co-founded with a really great friend and a great colleague, Michelle Thomas. YoGoGirls is, I mean, it started as us having fun.
Well, I think part of what's so fun about YoGoGirls is it's playful. I feel like as we get older, we feel like that side has to diminish a little bit. And I think you guys go the opposite way. You're so playful and so kind of out there in ways that you don't think as a grown adult you're supposed to do.
Anyway, you know, one of my favorite phrases, I got in a birthday card recently that said, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are?
Exactly.
So, I mean, I think that there are some parameters that society places on you to act in a certain manner, especially, you know, Michelle and I are both single moms and we're both in our 40s, you know, but I don't know that it says that you can't have fun anymore, and that you can't, if you're on YoGoGirls, you'll see that we definitely have a lot of fun, and there's also a lot of zippy wit that we, our commentary, we try to keep it very encouraging but also funny and lighthearted, because I think that's kind of it's who we are,
right?
You know, and I think again for your young women that might be watching this, that is why I think it has been so successful. We've stuck to our strengths. We've had a lot of opportunity come to us as a result of the success of YoGoGirls, and we can go a lot of different directions.
Oh, absolutely.
We're both with our skill sets, but we've tried to say, let's stick to what we really are passionate about, you know, and the art and the creative and the photography and the blogging and the information for women to empower them, that kind of thing, versus there's been a lot of other ways we could have gone. We could design clothing lines and different, but for now we really feel committed to our strengths, and I think that's part of why it does look so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of advice, I always say, what kind of advice would you give your younger self? But you have a daughter right in that age range, I get to say, you know, what kind of advice do you give your daughter about moving forward in life and, you know, achieving her dreams?
Well, fortunately for me, she is a very driven person. So, I mean, this girl has it, she's got it laid out, and she is, from when she was in preschool, I remember walking into the preschool and the teacher saying, come here. wait, did you see this? Andy wants to play baseball. She wants the kids to go out on the patio and play baseball, and no one wants to. She was, watch how she makes them all
really
play baseball. And I was like, okay. And I hadn't seen this because she was in preschool. I hadn't seen her in group settings yet.
And she was like 3 or 4?
Yeah. She started creating these little trophies that she was getting, and the kids were all like, what is that? And she's very artistic, so I'm sure they were, I don't recall, but I'm sure they were really something that drew the kids in. And they were like, what is that? And she goes, well, it's the trophy you get when you win, when you play baseball out on the patio. So they were all, and the teacher said, see, that's your kid. And so that's just a little story about her, but she's definitely, and I am so proud that she's like that. I think, I would say, probably even, I say this to her not often, but I see it a lot. I see that women make decisions based on comparing themselves.
Yes.
A lot. I see it a lot. And it's kind of the way we're socialized. Yeah. It's everything from billboards to magazines. But yeah, we all, you know, but I feel like, and I wish I knew the exact right words to say, but I can tell you that, and I feel like this is really true, that a lot of women, it's about in your 40s where you start realizing, you know what, this is who I am. There isn't.
This is just who I am.
Yeah, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't acceptable, or so-and-so may not like this about me, but this is who I am, and accepting yourself is really important. So I think that earlier you can understand that, you know, we're all the same on the inside.
Totally. That's huge. And I think that's a great message to end on. So hopefully you've enjoyed what we've had to say. And if you want to check out YoGoGirls, can you tell them how to find you?
Yeah, we're at YoGoGirls.com, and then every social media.
and then Designing Debby, if they want to learn more about that.
Yeah, DesigningDebby.com.
Okay. Well, thank you again. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.